Hello and welcome. Hailstorm XV here. It's been quite a while since I've done any videos, actually. Um, but, this is funny. I saw something on TikTok about Skyrim, and I decided, let me pick it back up. And I found the modding community is still very strong. So this is going to be a series about Skyrim Special Edition, heavily modded, with my own tweaks, my own load order, my own mods, my own compilation of stuff. There is something very unique about this particular playthrough that you will see once we get in game here. This is just the initial load, so it's going to probably be the longest load screen, at least for this episode. So to start, this particular series is going to be guided by comments. I mean, I don't always get a lot of views on my videos, and that's fine, but people who want to see which direction to go in next can comment on the video, and then I will make the character proceed in that direction. Assuming it is not totally beyond my grasp, then we can do it. If I don't get comments, then I'll just proceed in the default direction of how I want to play. So, once again, this is heavily modded, so there will be a lot of saving. There may be points where we have to console command through certain stages of quests. Hopefully not, but we'll see. Also, in particular, I have already tested almost all of these mods to make sure that they would work properly. And they do, at least so far. So as you can see, this is our character. Her name is Alessandra. She is not your typical looking elf. That is because Alessandra is what is called a Deep Elf, or the Dwemer. Yes, the long-forgotten race that mysteriously disappeared. The Deep Elves, the Dwemer. They have been introduced into this particular series. Alessandra's backstory is rather simple. They're called the Time-Lost Dwemer. They were performing an experiment, and it caused a chrono shift. The chrono shift wound up, unfortunately, taking their entire race and putting them into a, almost like you can say, like a time lost stream, similar to how the Elder Scrolls work when they sent Alduin into the future. He was cruising along the timeline, the time stream. That's what happened to their race. She is the only one of her race that managed to come out and come back. And now, her story is simple. She's looking to see if she can bring the rest of her race back, or find what remnants of the Dwemer are left behind in Skyrim. We start off here in Solitude with the wonderful execution scene that everybody loves. So let's let this play out.
On this day, I go to Solitude.
And everybody just walks away. Yay. So, you'll notice a lot of the textures, the graphics, the NPCs, everything is super enhanced by the mods. And don't mind if you seem the audio to be a little odd. Unfortunately, all the original audio that I was recording while doing this filming got wiped out. So this is an overlay, for this particular episode at least. Rather than record all the same beginner footage over again, we're just doing an overlay audio, which is fine. So, long story short is that Alessandra came over on a boat from Solitude as a relic hunter, and she received a note for the Dragonborn Gallery. She's a relic. She opted to become a relic hunter so she can find ancient relics relating to her civilization. Um, so, upon her arrival in Solitude, after she came out of the Chrono Shift, she wound up boarding a boat to Solitude and took the job of a relic hunter and now has met Orion of the Dragonborn Gallery.
Excellent. Well, let me give you the 10 separate floors then. This building was once called Macnarian Hall and was built as a temple dedicated to Talos, the patron god of the Nords. After the White Bull concorded, however, the statue was moved and the temple closed. I came here a few years ago and was able to procure use of the space in the pursuit of establishing this museum. Of course, I have had the building vastly expanded over the last 2 years to accommodate what I hope will become one of the grandest collections of Tanrier history in the world. This grand atrium I call the Hall of Heroes. It is where a variety of historically significant relics can be displayed. And it's quite a striking entrance to the museum, if I do say so myself. Off to the right is the reception hall and staff barracks, as well as the museum office where I do much of my work. To our left, you'll find the central hallway leading to all the other galleries of the museum, which also serves as the cultural arts exhibit. Here, I hope to display a variety of art as well as elements representing the more primitive cultures here in Skyrim, such as the Falmer, Forsworn, the Giants, and more. Down here on the lower level, you will find access to the East Exhibit Hall, which houses the Daedric Gallery, the Hall of Lost Empires, Hall of Oddities, and the Hall of Legends, which showcase a vast array of relics pertaining to the Daedra, Dwemer, Falmer, and
This is one of my favorite mods. It is so well thought out. You wouldn't even know that this is actually a mod. But it is.
The stairwell will lead to the armories in the basement.
And it records all
There you will find access to the Natural Science Gallery
of
as
what
well
you've
as the
done
Dragonborn Hall, where
in
I
the game
feature a variety of displays heralding
in this museum.
At the
It's
far end of the
fantastic.
hallway on both floors, you'll find access to the Grand Library, and here on this floor, the door on the right also connects to the museum office. If you cannot find me in my office, you will almost certainly find me whiling away the hours in the library. Also, you should pick up a copy of the museum guide at the entrance to the museum. It will let you know the schedule of where I'm working, should you need to find me, and it will offer you an easier way of navigating the museum, as well as keep track of how many displays our museum has. Of course, it may take me a moment to update those accounts, so check the guide again if you feel the numbers seem off. I'm sure I'll eventually account for everything. Any items you find for display, you can either manually place them yourself, or utilize the prep station in my office. And I'll ensure everything you have gets properly displayed if it has an appropriate place. I'm likely to have a variety of tasks for you, but in between, I'm sure you could help me find a random relic or two I've been researching. Feel free to look around and come find me if you have any questions. I'm very excited about the prospects of where we are headed.
Excellent.
Oh, yes.
And to top it off,
I did promise you
here you
to
go.
get involved after all, didn't I? Here is the key to the safe house upstairs. You can get to the safe house through the stairwell in the staff barracks, or by going outside the museum through the door in the upper level of the atrium. The balcony out front connects to the safe house patio. And lastly, I have a few leads for you to get started as you get more familiarized with Skyrim. Also, this region can be very treacherous with all the frost trolls, saber cats, and the like. The areas to the south may prove a better place to start. First is an artifact
which is exactly what we will do.
by a general merchant in Helgen named Borkov. He said he would hold the item for me for a while. So it may be best to retrieve it first. The others, well, the notes will tell you all you need to know about them. How can I help? location on your map. Let me know if you uncover anything. See you around.
So that's a quest to go explore our first Dwemer rune, the underground city of her people. Of course, I will leave it to the comments to decide when or if or how or timing that we go there. But Dwemer runes are usually higher leveled areas, and it's probably safe around level 10, 12 to go into a Dwemer room, and we are only level 1. So, but if the comments dictate it, we may wind up going there, unless it's absolutely ridiculous. One thing about this playthrough is I will use every effort I can to not fast travel. So, that being said, it will take much longer to get to certain areas. I may or may not cut videos, if I'm going from Solitude to Riften, and there's a carriage that doesn't reach all the way. I may edit a cut in the video so we're in Solitude and then we appear in Riften, etc. But I am going to make every effort I can to not fast travel, because it kind of breaks the immersion experience. So as we can see here, we have a couple of areas marked already. We now have a housing area up in the Dragonborn Gallery. So we're going to probably make our way down to Helgen over there. The Cliffside Cottage is actually another player house within the world space of Skyrim itself. It's an open world house. It's a really nice place. But that's for later. So we're going to make our way down to Helgen Riverwood area, because there are, as they even said, it's probably best that you start down south, because up here near the Solitude area, it is much harder, level-wise. Got a couple miscellaneous quests as well that we might check out. And that's what we're gonna wind up heading out to do. You'll notice that a lot of the cities have been redesigned, remeshed, remapped, retextured. That all goes to all the overhauls that I have here in the game. There are a ton of overhauls placed in the game to truly make it hesitate to say, some type of game that you would see in today's graphics. Remember, Skyrim came out in 2011. We're in 2020. And with mods, I've managed to make the game look this good. Thanks to the, I'm sure, difficult work of the many mod authors that we reap the benefit from. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over to Whiterun, and then from Whiterun we're going to go down to Riverwood. And I'm going to, like I said, we're not fast traveling, and I haven't explored Whiterun anyway, so we couldn't get there if we wanted to. So we're going to take the carriage down to Whiterun. So just take a moment to just admire just how good these graphics look. Mind you, I actually bought a new monitor. It hasn't come yet, but this is a 1080 monitor that this was recorded on. I am going to be getting a 1440. monitor. That should be coming probably in the next week or so. And I'm sure there will be a huge difference in the crispness of the textures, because most of the textures in here are actually set up for a 1440. And if they look this good now, imagine what they look like on an actual 1440. Now, I know an Argonian person just said to come see him. Oh, there he is.
You're passing
Ah, this guy.
Maybe you're looking to make some easy gold, yes? It's easy to find things to sell. Things nobody will miss. Things from underground, just not lying around in someone's house. I bet the two of us are very alike. So why not take the next step? We can help each other. My sister Deja and I are treasure hunters. We like to collect things. I knew you looked like a clever one. With the war, many more ships come through these docks, loaded with weapons and pay, but few people, and they pass through dangerous waters. We have an interest in one of those boats, the Ice Runner. The Solitude Lighthouse will be guiding it in, but if its fire were to go out, the Ice Runner would run aground. What an interesting idea. I think if someone were to do something like that, there would definitely be a certain amount of loot to be shared. Yes, if someone were to put out the lighthouse fire and then meet me on the docks afterwards, I could certainly direct them to that route. It would be best if we spoke little until you've completed your task.
Just realized that I actually muted my mic. I can't. I swear, the next coming videos, you're going to see the audio is going to be in the video. So I'm not going to have these awkward pauses and this awkward overlay of what's going on. But this is all I have for now. I was going to decide if I wanted to go put out the Solitude Lighthouse, but I did that quest, and on a previous playthrough, and it's not easy, so we skipped it. And like I said, we got to go down to Helgen, so we're going to take the carriage, and we're going to head over there. Or rather, we're going to go to Whiterun first. The other thing in this playthrough, minus the amazing graphics,
Good business for the East Empire.
there are entirely different trees, water, different unique areas that one can experience. Like, you'll see as you're watching the series, like, I don't remember this in the game. Odds are it's because it wasn't in the game. I am not kidding when I say I spent a very long time compiling a perfect list of mods to integrate seamlessly, or as seamlessly as I can, into the Skyrim world. I mean, I took texture mods, okay? And I checked certain texture mods against locations. Made sure the textures overwrote those locations so that you didn't have a unique location that wasn't affected by the new textures. I went through countless mods to enhance the gameplay experience, just to push the limit on what is capable of mod authors for a game that was made in 2011. I mean, you could even tell by the lighting. Look at the lighting. This is not in the original Skyrim SE.
Funny shit and all. Just north, by the Lauria's farm. Fool had a coffin in his heart with a broken wheel. Like to see him laugh his way out of that.
Well, sounds like you've had quite the journey, Mister. You were gone longer than usual.
So, we're not going to go to Whiterun. We went to Whiterun, but we're not going to actually go to the city just yet. Because I know normally you have to experience the dragon and then go to Riverwood. And then when you go to Riverwood, they then tell you to go to Whiterun, and that's when the gates open up. So I opted to avoid Whiterun for now until the Helgen quest is triggered. Because like I said, we started this as a relic hunter. It's actually the Skyrim Live Another Life mod. And what you do is it's an alternate start to the game. So I originally recorded the actual picking of the relic hunter option. I don't know why it didn't go down. I don't know where the footage went. I have no idea. It literally just picked up from me running. I don't know what happened. But ideally, the option I selected was I arrived in Skyrim on a boat, and I went to Solitude, and then I was asked when I got to Solitude if I was there as a relic hunter. I said yes, and that's what prompted the museum quest to start. So we haven't even. So Helgen was attacked by Alduin, but we weren't there. So, in order to fix that, it's not really fix it, but in order to put the game on track so that the main quest line, triggers, we have to go to any bar, actually, or tavern, and we ask about rumors, and then they'll tell us that rumor is that Helgen was attacked by a dragon, and then we're prompted to go investigate Helgen, and then that's how it integrates into the main quest line. So that's what we're going to do, probably next episode. I'm looking to keep these episodes at about 30 minutes apiece. This particular episode is the intro, and the audio was all messed up to begin with because I'm doing an audio overlay. So it's going to be a little bit longer. It's about 40 minutes, this particular one. Going forward, they're going to be about 30, 35. And the audio will be integrated into the video, so we won't have to deal with these overlays. So what we're doing right now is we're just going to see Cicero, the jester, who is stuck. And just take a moment to appreciate those skies and the rain and the sound of the weather and the lightning flashing in the clouds. You don't see that normally. One great thing about the Deep Elves, they focus on time magic, chronomancy, if you will, which is how their race was, according to, the Time Lost Dwemer mod, which is how their race disappeared to begin with. So you'll see they have a move that controls dwarven mechanics, a move that warps time around them, a move that slows everyone around them and speeds them up to do more damage. They can bend space to jump a certain amount of distance. They can summon forth an autocannon that you actually have to craft. That'll assist you when fighting. It's an actual cannon. It's pretty awesome. The weakness, however, all Deep Elves take 25% more magic damage because of the time they spent in the caves. They also come with all of the dwarven technology because they are the ones who made it. So 30% increased damage with dwarven weapons, bows, 20% increase with dwarven armor equipped. So they get their perks and they have their debuffs. they're fun. They really are. Um, this particular character, Alessandra, and let me know if you actually want me to be more. Like I said, the audio is an overlay right now, but when it's integrated into the video, let me know. Do you want me to be more of a RPG style, or do you want me to speak as I am now, explaining what Alessandra is currently doing, on her quest? This is Cicero.
Father, stuck here, stuck. My mother, my poor mother, unmoving, at rest, but too still. For Cicero is stuck. Can't you see? I was transporting my dear, sweet mother. Well, not her. Her corpse. She's quite dead. I'm taking mother to a new home. A new crypt. But... Oh, wagon wheel. Damnedest wagon wheel. It broke. Don't you see? Oh, oh yes, yes. The kind stranger can most certainly help. Go to the farm. The Lorius farm. Just over there, off the road. Talk to Lorius. He has tools. He can help me, but he won't. He refuses. Convince Lorius to fix my wheel. Do that, and poor Cicero will reward you with coins. Clean, shiny coins.
As you can tell, that is not the original Cicero. I got tired of the Jester, so I changed it up a little bit. Yeah, I know he's an iconic character, but like I said, I tested a lot of this to make sure everything went through properly, and I just didn't want to deal with him again. So, Cicero's a female. This is one of the... I think this is actually a cutting room floor quest that was cut out of the original Skyrim, and, well, mods put it back in, because why not? I mean, you met Cicero early, and it is what it is. So, character-wise, Alessandra, let me know if you want me to be more RPG with her, or tell her story as we're doing right now.
Tell me something I don't know. Crazy fools already asked me about farming. Why can't he just leave us alone? Painting! Have you seen the man? He's completely out of his head. A jester here in Skyrim? Ain't been a merry man in these parts for 100 years. And he's transporting some giant box. Says it's a coffin, and he's going to bury his... Could have anything in it. War contraband, weapons, skooma? No way I'm getting involved in any of that. What?
Persuasion skills. I do want to try and level up speechcraft with this character. Speaking of perks, the entire perk system has been overhauled. Nothing is as it was in the original Skyrim SE. It's entirely overhauled. So there are so many new perks, so many different styles. It's fantastic, which you'll see as we start leveling up. It's great. By the way, Alessandra is likely going to be a vampire, because there are certain things in here that will just be amazing with her being a vampire.
Oh, stranger, you have made Cicero so happy, so jubilant and ecstatic. But more, even more, my mother thanks you. Here, for your troubles. Shiny, pink gold, a few coins for a kind deed. And thank you again.
The Cicero female voice does get better when we see her again. This particular mod was done in parts, and the first round of recording, this is me contemplating if I should steal her horse. I decided not to. The Cicero mod was done in parts. The first part is this, and the recording slightly poor, as you can tell. But once you meet Cicero, the quality improves. So, I do like the third person quite a bit. I actually have mods in here that overhaul the third person. So, you'll see me in third person a lot. And I cannot fight these bandits, so we are going to run away. And we're out of stamina. And we got clubbed. And we're going to keep running. And keep running. And eventually, good, we got away. Combat. Combat has been entirely overhauled. Overhauled, fixed, enhanced, and difficulty increased. I will be dying. Sorry. It's going to happen. I am not going to be doing permadeath where we have to start all over again, though. I will die, and it will happen, but just know combat has been drastically overhauled. And we are going to be saving quite frequently, because Skyrim, in its glory, can be very much temperamental. So here's an interesting thing. The guard is attacking the Stormcloak soldier, right? I then decide to help the guard. And I assist. But apparently I wasn't allowed to do that, and the guard kills me. Yeah. I mean, I just thought I was being a good citizen, you know? Just being a good Deep Elf. You know, I'm new to Skyrim, I don't know all the customs, so I thought I could help people, and I got my head cut. So instead, what we're going to do is, we're going to let the guard duke it out. And kill them. And then we are going to take their armor. And there we go. A new set of armor for Alessandra. I have no shame in robbing the dead folk of Skyrim to benefit myself. I'm gonna flag these videos as adult content because there is. It adds to the immersion of Skyrim. You strip a person of their armor and they're naked. Plain and simple. So, I'll add a flag for adult content because there's gonna be some nudity. I'm not gonna try and showcase it all the time, unless the comments demand me to. But that will happen. Oh, the book I'm holding, by the way. That is a necromancer book. There is an art of necromancy in this pack, in this compilation, that we will dabble with. As for how Alessandra is going to play, that has yet to be decided. I don't know if I am going to make her... Originally, I wanted to make her two-handed. Two-handed sword, you know, two-handed axe, etc. Then I decided, do I want to do that? I don't know. Do I want to go more spell sword? Spell sword as in sword and spell in the left hand. But then I said, I always play as a spell sword, so I want something a little different. So then I thought of sword and shield, which is also very interesting. I've never actually played sword and shield in Skyrim SE, because I just never I just never played Sword and Shield. Anytime I played Skyrim SE in the hours that I've put into the game, I have always done either a spell sword, an archer, or pure mage. My last playthrough, I did pure illusion. I was literally an illusion mage, which was amazing. It was a fantastic playthrough. I didn't beat it yet though, but I I played it, and it's really something to use illusion magic offensively and defensively. It was a challenge. I enjoyed it a lot. It was an illusion conjuration combination. So I conjured a lot of weapons to fight, a lot of minions, raising the dead to help me, and using illusion magic to calm enemies, frenzy enemies. It was really something. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I don't necessarily think I'm going to do that again immediately, because that playthrough has literally... It's a playthrough I'm still working on, just not recording. And I don't necessarily want to start it over from scratch. So let me know in the comments what you think the Deep Elf Alessandra should utilize. My thoughts are light armor as opposed to heavy. Maybe since she's a Deep Elf, she is the only one of her race that we know of. Hint, hint. Right now, roaming Skyrim. So she doesn't want to draw too much attention to herself, despite her very unique blue skin color and red eyes. By the way, the backstory for that is the blue skin color. Where the frig did he come from? Okay. The blue skin color is actually because the Dwemer live underground. Blackreach is their capital, as many of you lore heads may know. In Blackreach, what's down there? A lot of glowshrooms, which give the blue tint, and fog, and the water itself has a light blue tint down there. Being that Blackreach was their capital city, the Deep Elves inherited that as their skin tone. The red eyes are because they were always underground. So there is a backstory to how I designed the character, and I did make that backstory up. You know, that's not the lore of a Deep Elf, because Deep Elves are in the extended Skyrim universe. They exist, but they disappeared. So all of this information is out there about the Deep Elves, so it's not as if this race just came out of nowhere. This is legitimately how the Deep Elves worked. Their story of being time lost, that was made by the mod author, and I credit the mod author for that story because it's a very good story. The Dwemer, as we know, have always been advanced in technology. They were experimenting with time, and they did it in such a way that only their race was able to manipulate the time currents. Similar to how the Elder Scroll, like I said earlier, similar to how the Elder Scroll sent Alduin along the time currents and launched him into the future, if you know the original Skyrim story. So the Dwemer activated that technology, and it backfired, and then put them in the time currents, so they're time lost. Our character, Alessandra, managed to escape the time currents, landed in Skyrim, and took a boat to Solitude, which is where we started our story. We're going to end this episode here in Riverwood. We're going to pick up with, directly after, heading to the inn, speaking to the innkeeper, and then making our way down to Helgen. Take a moment to enjoy the scenery of Riverwood, because this is not how the original Riverwood looks in Skyrim SE. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Take care.